Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the absolute highest stakes challenges any business faces, figuring out who's going to lead next. And we're going to see how AI is completely flipping the script on how it's done. So let's just kick things off with a really direct question for every single leader, every HR pro watching right now. If your top executive, your CTO, your head of sales, what if they walked out the door tomorrow? Do you actually have a plan? I mean, are you really prepared? Because, the data says that most companies, they just aren't. There is this massive gap. A Deloitte study found that a whopping 86% of leaders say succession is urgent, it's a huge priority, but a tiny 14, just 14, feel like their company actually does it well. I mean, that's not just a disconnect, it's a chasm between knowing something is critical and completely failing to get it right. So, how do we close that gap? Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to break down the crisis, figure out why the old ways are failing, see how AI is a total game changer, look at some real-world proof, and then we'll wrap up with a smart strategy to actually get this done right. Okay, first up, the crisis. And let's be really clear about the scale of this problem, because this isn't some far-off theoretical thing. It is happening right now. So here's the core issue. Leadership turnover is speeding up big time. I want you to just think about this for a second. More than half of today's C-suite executives are expected to be gone from their current roles in the next 2 years. That is a massive revolving door that leaves unprepared companies just scrambling to stay afloat. So, if everybody knows this is so important, why are so many companies still getting it so wrong? Well, it turns out the old methods, the traditional playbook, it's just broken. At the very heart of the problem is this fundamental mismatch. The old way of thinking is all short-term, it's subjective, it's like a static snapshot you take once a year. But today's world, it demands the exact opposite. We need a long-term, data-driven strategy that can pivot and adapt in real time. And when you really start to dig in, you see exactly how these old-school plans get derailed. It's usually the human stuff, right? Personal bias, where a manager just picks people who look and think just like them. It's a reliance on gut feelings instead of actual data. And it's just not having any visibility into the amazing talent that might be hiding just outside a leader's little bubble. So what's the result of all these roadblocks? A truly staggering failure rate. That number, 86%. That is the share of companies that openly admit their own succession plans just don't work. They aren't finding the leaders they need when they need them. It's a huge problem. All right, so how do we fix this? This is where AI steps into the picture. And no, it's not just a buzzword here. It's a powerful tool that directly attacks those traditional failures we just talked about by making the entire process smarter. AI really transforms this whole thing in 4 key ways. So instead of office politics, it brings in objective data. Instead of just looking at the usual suspects, it blows the talent pool wide open to find those hidden gems. It goes beyond just what someone's done in the past to actually predict their future potential. And it turns that static, once-a-year meeting into a dynamic, always-on strategy. And experts like Dr. Tomás Chamorro Premuzic are all pointing this out. This isn't just about finding more people. It's about finding better, more diverse candidates. AI can literally scan the entire organization for skills and competencies, uncovering amazing people that managers might have completely overlooked. Okay, but this all sounds great in theory, right? Let's talk about the real world. We're seeing major companies putting this into practice right now, and honestly, the results are pretty incredible. I mean, just look at the impact here. Take Verizon. They used AI to benchmark their own talent, and that led to a third of their senior execs moving into new roles to grow. Or look at IBM. They identified internal candidates way more effectively and saw a 30% jump in internal promotions to key spots. And Microsoft, by using AI to reduce bias, they managed to retain 30% more of their top talent. These are real, tangible, game-changing wins. And all of this, it connects directly to the bottom line. What does getting this right actually mean for a business? It means you are 2.5 times more likely to financially outperform your competitors. That's not a small edge. That is a massive competitive advantage. Okay, so you see the potential. The big question now is, how can your organization actually do this effectively while, avoiding all the common pitfalls? So getting this right really boils down to 4 key principles. It absolutely starts with quality data, because garbage in, garbage out, right? It requires human oversight, using AI to inform your decisions, not dictate them. This has to be a continuous process, not some dusty once-a-year event. And finally, you have to be transparent to build trust with your team. But, and this is a really important but, with all this power comes some pretty serious responsibility. You have to actively fight algorithmic bias. You have to protect employee data like it's gold. And you have to earn their trust in this new process. And you gotta remember, no piece of technology can ever replace a true culture of development and mentorship. Ultimately, if you take just one thing away from all of this, please let it be this. Smart succession planning is not about letting a robot pick your next CEO. It's about using technology to augment and empower your leaders, to help them make smarter, more objective, and frankly, fairer decisions about people. And so that leaves us with one final question for you to take back to your team. For your organization, is the future of your leadership going to be a matter of chance or a matter of data? The choice is becoming clearer every single day.